place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way.
Yes, people, welcome back to the Premier League. We're here for another news show. Apologies for it being a little bit late. I decided to scan my computer because things have been a little slow as of late. So I've been trying to work out what the hell is going on there. But yes, we are back, and we are back to talk about some more transfers because there's actually some quite juicy information out there. So, you know, we'll get into all of that. We're going to be talking about Ralf as he targets a tall midfielder. We're going to be talking to, not talking to Coutinho, we're going to be talking about Coutinho, who could be heading his way to North London on loan. Thiago Silva's been given an attractive offer elsewhere other than Chelsea, so we'll be going a little bit deeper then to that. And Ferran Torres off to Barcelona, but no new striker coming in January. What do you make of that? You know, Man City were still a goal machine without a striker. So, I mean, does it really affect them too much? But let's get straight into it, and let's talk Ralf Rangnick's and targets really for a tall midfielder in January. He has been told there are funds available to strengthen this United side in January. So he's made a tall midfielder the key priority to replace Nemanja Matic in January. So what's been said, although activity, particularly in terms of arrivals, is likely to be limited, Rangnick was quickly noted the need to add to his midfield and has one specific quality in mind. Obviously, Fred being in great form of recent weeks, Rangnick still feels, according to The Athletic, he needs a tall, domineering presence in central midfield. Now you're thinking, but he's got Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay was liked by the old management, and whilst he has obviously featured prominently in Rangnick's midfield, he isn't viewed as a long-term replacement. He was under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Michael Carrick, sort of those coaches. He isn't really seen as the long-term replacement. There has been, you know, questions of his limitations, you know, especially from progressing the ball, and we've seen that even under Ralph's time. Although you could say that about quite a few of the players, a lot of them haven't really grasped what Ralf Rangnick wants them to do. Because obviously, you look at Palace for half an hour, they were brilliant. Then they resorted back to the old ways. And then against Norwich, it was just basically like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer just given Ralf Rangnick his tactics book and went use the playbook. So, you know, a central midfielder is obviously needed. And obviously, the two tall central midfielders that come to mind straight away are Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice. Both are long-term United targets, but neither are likely to be attainable in January. You try getting Declan Rice in January off West Ham, and you're going to be paying north of £200 million because, to be frankly honest, they're going to be like, no, he's far too valuable. We're in the Europa League. We're fifth in the Premier League. We're aiming for Champions League football. We're not prepared to lose Declan Rice now. So you're probably going to be having to pay. You're probably going to have to chuck in your mother as well. You're going to have to. Someone at United board's going to have to chuck down money, chuck in your mother, fucking a lot. They're going to want your house. They're going to want everything. So I think Declan Rice is going to be very unattainable. And Jude Bellingham, you know, he's not on high wages at Dortmund, and they are in the Europa League. Could you get Jude Bellingham? I highly doubt it. I mean, Dortmund aren't in a financial crisis. I mean, United helped him out by paying, you know, 65, 74 million, whatever it was for Jadon Sancho. And they know they're going to be getting money in the summer from Erling Haaland, because obviously he looks to be gone as well. Rangnick's new assistant, Chris Armas, meanwhile, is said to be a huge admirer of USA international Tyler Adams, who currently plays for RB Leipzig, but he is a similar in stature to Fred. So he doesn't really fit what Ralf Rangnick wants from his midfielder. As I said, he wants someone who is tall, domineering. He wants someone in that midfield that, similar to Matic, but younger. That's ideally what he wants. He wants similar to Matic, but younger. Tyler Adams is not that guy. Declan Rice is probably most similar to a Nemanja Matic, but he's going to be so priced out of a move. So then who do you look at? I don't really know. There's no one I can think of that is tall. I mean, I should have checked this before, but how tall is Frankie de Jong? Let's have a little look. How tall is Frankie de Jong? There we go. 1.8 meters. Now, what's that in foot? I only really know foot. What's 1.8 meters in foot? Meters to foot. There we go. 1.8. 5'9". So he's not tall enough either. So, you know, Frankie de Jong doesn't really fit that midfielder. Declan Rice would, Jude Bellingham would, but Jude Bellingham, is he a DM? He could play in the 8, but then you're going to be asking Fred to do more defensive duties. And I think we've seen under Carrick and under Ragnick, he's much better going forward and sort of being given that license to go forward a bit. So there's no one that springs to my mind. Declan Rice is obviously the one that everyone would think about. He's nowhere near attainable in January. So are they going to do one? Are they going to do a deal in January? Are they going to look to get someone else in as well, with the idea of offloading some midfielders and then get another one in January? Do they see Donny van der Beek as a midfielder in terms of the double pivot, sort of the 2/8s? I don't know. I'm not Ralf Ragnick. He's played Donny once there, and that was against Young Boys in the Champions League, wasn't it? So he's played him there once, but he's brought him on for Bruno a couple of times. So look, we don't really know where Ralf views Donny's best position. I suppose that would also have an impact on what they decide to do in the summer. But it is clear that Ralf is going to look for a domineering presence in central midfield in January. So it'll be very interesting to see who that is. I don't think it'll be Chris, but also big up to RJ. It's that time of year again. Skinhead Niall is back. Absolutely. Hope you're well, mate. I am all good, mate. All good. Feeling very. I'm in the Christmas spirit. I'm very much into it. Been drinking a bit more. Obviously, it is that time of year. You know, been delving into some celebrations, which we'll burn off in January. We'll sort that out in January. But back to January and back to Ralf Ragnick. He has spoken a little bit about sort of January transfer window. He said, from my experience, winter is not the best time for sustainable transfers. With the quality of players we have, it would in theory only make sense if you can get a player who guarantee you more quality. From experience, this is difficult in the winter. And to be fair, he is right. It is very difficult in the winter to go and get yourself a good player, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Remember Bruno Fernandes came to United in the January transfer window near the end, wasn't it? And United went on this huge, great run. Wasn't quite enough to... Did they get top 4 that year? I can't remember. But look, it can work. Bruno Fernandes came into United, really showed everyone what it was about. So it's not... It's difficult, but it's not impossible to go get yourself exactly what you need in January. And we have heard from Ralf that he isn't all about marquee signings. He does like to find the odd occasional gem and make them very good. He's done that on more than one occasion. So I wouldn't rule out him getting what he wants, but I think you need to move away from the players like Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham, because for me, whilst they are good players, they are not attainable in January. So it's a very interesting situation with United. But they are in good hands, because obviously Ralf Ragnick, he knows the players that he'll want. He has a wide scouting reach out there. Don't forget, United would have also got a huge scouting range. And whilst they would have also scouted lots and lots of midfielders, Ralf will be able to have add his input in and be able to guide United in the direction that he wants. But does this also mean that Ralf Ragnick is going to be staying on as manager past the summer? Well, not really. I mean, he could do. I'm not saying he won't. But the people saying, but he's going to be getting transfers. He's going to have an input of transfers regardless of if he's manager or not, because he's moving upstairs as what I predict as a sporting director sort of role. So he's going to be very much invested into transfers anyway. And, you know, so it makes sense for him, if he sees one, bed them in and you know, help the new manager out, because I've also said that, you know, the summer isn't going to be you know, the hunky-dory summer everyone's sort of hoping for in terms of all the transfers, because you're not going to have time to bed them in, really. You can have a few pre-season games, but you can have like 4, if you're lucky, 5 weeks of pre-season, which, you know, it is roundabout similar, but it's not an ideal situation. So yeah, and don't forget, Ragnick's going to have there's going to be a lot of change at United. I mean, it might be that they decide actually we'll keep Ralf Ragnick, you know, for another year because of the quick turnaround and all of that. At least he knows the players, he's got the idea. Or they might decide, actually, no, we have to move Ralf upstairs. We have to have this sort of guidance and move it downwards. So it's a very difficult and interesting situation at Manchester United, and we'll certainly see what they're doing. And Kenny, if you ever send that to me ever again, I'll block you. Yes, especially when I'm in midstream. Yeah, so it's very interesting. I don't think these changes make any sort of indication on what we expect to see from the summer in terms of a managerial change at United. Again, don't forget, Ralf is only an interim manager. But if he was to do well, then why wouldn't they keep him on? And I suppose that is the situation that United are in. I think they can also look at what they want to do and really go from there. So, look, a midfielder is certainly the ambition and the target for Ragnick, and he wants someone who is tall and domineering to replace Nemanja Matic, who I also feel will probably leave in January, as well as Juan Mata and Phil Jones. I don't think Lingard or Pogba will go. I think they'll definitely stay, and sort of all of that. So look, there's a lot of changes United. It'll be certainly interesting to see what they see what they do, and it's going to be interesting, to say the least. Kenny says, "Now you're bold. Well done, Captain Obvious. Now Mr. Bean is massive. It's a great film. He's a great actor. Is the Mr. Bean series, but yeah, as United manager, I mean, you've already had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so that's virtually Mr. Bean all but in name." Let's move on though, and let's move on Coutinho to Arsenal. According to Sport via 442, Arsenal are looking to bring in Coutinho to the Emirates on a stunning loan deal for the rest of the season. The 29-year-old could be back to a Premier League following a difficult time at Barcelona after he signed for more than 100 million from Liverpool in 2018. Arsenal have long held an interest in the Brazilian and have been linked to a move for him during his various struggles in Spain. Bullshit. For me, complete and utter bullshit. I don't think this has happened. How's this happened? Not how, why? Why would Arsenal, when they're clearly lacking in one area, which is striker, right? Why in God's green earth would they add another attacking central midfielder to their ranks? They've got Smith Rowe, who can play plays on the left wing as well. You've got Odegaard for that position. It makes no sense spending money on wages, spending money on a loan fee for half a season to bring someone where you've already got 2 players who can do that, and both in good form. Odegaard's been doing fantastic, as has Smith Rowe. So it makes no sense unless you plan on moving one of them back to the 2-8 with Partey. But I don't think that makes sense either, because I don't think that's either of their best roles. So for me, I think this is complete and utter garbage. And, you know, if it's from 442, it really, 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 really wouldn't make me surprised if actually via 442 it was via the Sun. It's exactly a type of garbage you'd get from the Sun. So for me, this is really simple. Why the hell would they do this? I think if they're going to get a midfielder in, I think they could look to getting a midfielder in, because obviously Xhaka can still be a bit of a liability, but they would get someone a bit more fitting for that number 8 role. I don't think Coutinho is that type of person, and I can't see Arteta trying this false 9 crap that we're continuing to see. So for me, I just don't see it. I really cannot see this at all. Imagine what happens to Ralf happens where they appoint him like they did when they rushed Ollie and it does not work. I'll laugh my head off. Whilst it would be funny, United have moved on from that, and Ralf is completely different from Ollie. Ralf is also 64 years old, I think. and has ambitions going back to the boardroom. I think he'll enjoy his time as an interim manager, and if they do decide to give him another year, that for me makes a little bit of sense as well, because as I say, having Ralf there with the quick turnaround in the summer that we're going to have may make a little bit of sense. But for me, you might as well bite the bullet and bite it a little bit there. And don't forget that manager's also going to have the whole international break where all the players are off on World Cup duty. So he's going to have time to bed himself in. Of course, you're going to have to play the games in August, September and October. But he's got November and December to sort of really get his feet under the table with the players who don't go to the World Cup, because don't forget, not every player is going to go to a World Cup. So he's going to have valuable training time with some maybe of the youth academy, maybe some of the lower ages. So I would expect, if United are smart, I would expect them to go get their manager this summer. I would expect it. If they're going to go get a Ten Hag, because then whilst all these players were on international duty, Ten Hag could be looking at some of the reserves. Can we look at some of the fringe players who haven't gone to the World Cup, maybe doing a bit of, training with them, sort of getting them onto a level that he wants. And, he could be going on a scouting expedition or whatever, or, as I say, working with the youth team, having a look at the youth team and seeing which ones that he sort of likes to look of and which ones he might be able to progress. So if United are smart, just bite the bullet and get it done. So if you do give Ralf a year extra, it makes a little bit of sense because of the quick turnaround, but it also has the negatives to what a new manager could be doing during that international break whilst all the players are at the World Cup. He could be looking at the lower age groups, he could be looking at the reserves, could be looking at fringe players, could be progressing and thinking what he wants to do in January, could be looking at next summer. There's lots of things for this new manager to what he could be doing. So if United are smart, they do get a new manager. They move Ralf upstairs, but with the maybe expectation for the first 3 months that Ralf really does sort of maybe not get on the training pitch, but is there really to help the new manager bed in very quickly and to help. So look, I'm also sure Ralf Rangnick will also have composed player profiles for every single player that United have got, and he'll give that to a new manager to also have a look at. So it'll be a very quick turnaround. There'll be a lot of work being done, but for me, get it done. That would be the smartest move ever. United seem like they have philosophy, what they were all about. Well, they did under Ollie and Jose and even Van Gaal, to be completely honest. I'd even argue David Moyes. They have, but I think Ralf is slowly going to try and bring it back. Look, he's an attacking manager. He wants to press. He wants his team to entertain. He wants to score quickly. Most of these are very similar to what Sir Alex Ferguson wanted from his United side. So, yes, I think they have, but I think that they are slowly going to get that back. We will get Ten Hag, I think. You may well do, but I wouldn't be surprised if you get Mauricio Pochettino. You could go and get the sporting, I think the sporting manager. So there's a variety of different managers or managers you could get. You could get anything. Pochettino does fit the Ralf Rangnick sort of style in terms of the high pressing and all of that. Ten Hag seems to fit with the philosophy of sort of going forward and the way to play. So look, there's lots of different managers out there that that could be happening. Big up Klopp for him getting Sunday's game called off, not the one, and that now means Robbo misses Chelsea game. Well, it wasn't Klopp that got the Sunday game called off. That's because Leeds United. The reason it's called off is because Leeds United have got a lot of injuries and COVID, and illness, so they haven't really been able to do that. So we'll certainly see. But Leeds are the ones that actually got it called off, not Liverpool. Where Rice going? Is going to Chelsea? Look, it may be. He could end up at United in the summer. He could end up at Chelsea in the summer. The situation with Rice is he moves in the summer. I think that is the situation that I think everyone knows, that he does leave in the summer. He could go in January, but it will cost you an arm and a leg, your wife, and your entire bank balance. So not worth it, really. whereas he has still yet to sign his West Ham contract. Obviously, they tried offering him one, and he declined it. So, you know, there is always that possibility that as the years go by or as the months go by, his value will decrease. Because, you know, I think West Ham wanted, you know, over £100 million. So, you know, I don't see that being a viable possibility. So we'll certainly see. And yeah, but I think he'll leave in the summer, whether that be to United or whether that be to Chelsea or City. I think City want him as well. So yeah, it's really one of those situations. Yes. Right. Cool. Just people messaging on Twitter. If Alan's live right now, he's just asked me to go on his, so I'm a little bit preoccupied with all of our stuff, but you never know. You never know. Some comments. We could even get Zidane. He said he's available in the summer, but I think he won't come. You could get Zidane. I mean, Ralf Rangnick could like Zidane and could like what Zidane offers you quite a lot. So I'm not saying you could Zidane. Zidane would be, you know, he's got a pressing style. He's won multiple Champions League. So of course, Jurgen would also be a good fit, but he certainly won't go. Zidane could easily be a fit, but that's the thing. You just don't know what United are going to go. They could go down the Ten Hag route. They could go down the Pochettino route. They could go down the Zidane route. They could go down the sporting guys route. You could go down all sorts of route. You could go down the Rangnick route. He could just really implement his ideas, his philosophy, and United might want to keep him. But what I'm saying is there are plenty of routes that United could go down that we just don't know which one they're going to go down yet. My thoughts are it will probably be Ten Hag, but there's no guarantees. Robert missing the Chelsea game is not ideal. I know we got Simicast. It's not ideal, but unfortunately, it's the situation you've got. So, you know, that's the way it is. Krintinsky, money going to make Rice stay. Well, that's not a guarantee. You know, if Chelsea come in, Rice may want to leave. If United come in, he may want to leave. If City come in, he may want to leave. All of those have more chances of winning the Premier League title than West Ham. I like West Ham. I also think that if some clubs willing to offer 80, 90 million, United should take it. Because I think you can go get a replacement for 80, 90 million. Don't forget, he got Thomas Suchek. So even if he does go, I trust David Moyes and the team he's got around him to go get a good one. We ain't getting Rice now. We're getting a DM in January, according to various reliable sources. Absolutely. You're not getting Declan Rice in January, Kenny. But that's not to say you won't get Declan Rice in the summer. As I said, and I don't know if you... Kenny may actually listen to a podcast like that, so he doesn't actually listen to me, or it's on mute, or he's got his headphones just hanging down here like this. Because, Kenny, I said to you, well, not you directly, but I said during, you know, the start of the podcast that, you know, does Rangnick feel that Donny van der Beek is an 8, or does he feel he's a 10? If he feels he's a 10, you're still going to need more depth in that position, because you've got Fred and you've got McTominay. If you get in a DM, you can move McTominay to back up to Fred, and therefore you may want to get another DM. You may only be getting a DM, so, you know, so it could be one of them. So Kenny obviously chatting complete and utter garbage again. Brandon says, do you think Jesse Lingard will go to West Ham or Newcastle? Neither. He may go to West Ham, and he may go to West Ham he may go to West Ham in the summer, but we really don't know, do we? Unless we somehow pull off a January move, but it ain't happening. Someone at my work told me that Klopp got a game called off. That's why I thought it was him. No, definitely wasn't him. Ralf doesn't like family. Where have you heard this? I've not heard that at all, and I've been all over this. So, you know, West Ham is only acceptable location for Rice. I think United and Chelsea are also acceptable. No. We ain't getting a DM in the summer. We're getting one in January. Kenny, right. Shall I read Ragnick's words to you again. And Kenny, make sure you open your ears, clean your wax out, and listen carefully. If you still don't get it, tune back in once the video's uploaded and put subtitles on. From my experience, winter is not the best time for sustainable transfers. With the quality of players we have here, it would, in theory, only make sense if you get players who can guarantee you more quality. From experience, this will be difficult in the winter. There are no guarantees, Kenny. There are no guarantees that you will get a DM in the winter. No guarantees. You may look at one and you may not find one. That's the simple thing with transfers in January. You can look as much as you like, but you may not be able to get the deal done. So therefore, you may have to push it back to the summer. Therefore, situations may change and you may look for a different player. So, you know, Kenny, I'm really disappointed with your behavior. I thought you'd have been able to listen a little bit better than that. Now, various reliable sources say we are very likely to get one. Well, I've also seen very reliable sources say that you may not. So, you know, Kenny, you get your sources from the kitchen cupboard. I get mine from a lot of different places. So, Kenny, just chatting shit again. Rice will go to Chelsea, not City. City don't need Rice. Well, City have always wanted as much depth as humanly possible. So you never know. Afternoon, lads. Afternoon, Calvin. Afternoon. Rice won't downgrade to Chelsea. Oh, my Lansy, you really are a joker. Ralf has already played Donny as a 8 somehow. He's also played Donny in the 10. Does this kid not listen? I mean, I swear. Right, so in the Premier League, he's brought on Donny for Bruno. So he could view him as a 10. Or he could view him as an 8. You don't know. I don't know. But Kenny, you do chat shit. You do chat shit. Just packing before I leave for my parents for the Christmas break. Wired autocorrect could do that. You know, yeah. To be real, Liverpool should have enough quality in our squad to cope with Bobo being out. Absolutely, absolutely. Did you see my response to your Kavanaugh video? I did. I do disagree with it. I haven't had time to respond back to you on that. I did give it a like. I've been extremely busy with everything that we are experiencing. Obviously, nearly Christmas, all the stuff we're doing. I've been, you know, helping other channels out, Tyler and Kian, and making some intros. So I've been really busy. I've also made a race for our special Christmas watch along. In fact, I can show you one now quickly, just to give you a little teaser. But you know, Bob's your uncle. Here is the Champions League one that we're going to be using. So yeah, Christmas Day, we've been preparing for our special watch along that we're going to be doing. So I've been busy sorting out everything to do with that. So I do apologize that I didn't give you a swifter response. Did you see the Pep said he's not signing a striker in January? I will be getting to that, don't you worry. Ragnick chatting out of his arse, Suchek and Bowen were signed in January. They're sustainable. They are sustainable, but they're very difficult to happen. You know, Hadara and Kamara are ones we are looking out for. How tall are they? Maybe Ragnick needs better talent, ID. Kenny, mine, I get mine from Samuel. That says reliable, and Samuel Luckcast in the same sentence. That's when you know he's chatting crap. That's when you know he's chatting crap. The kitchen cupboard. Yeah. Fresh cut. Awesome. Absolutely. I think Man U will lose on Sunday to Newcastle 2-1. That would be mad. Now with the cut. Indeed. Niall has been doing big things for me. What a legend. Thank you. Not a problem. Not a problem. Random way, we ain't even playing on Sunday. It's on Monday, isn't it? Great intro on Kian's channel. Not a problem. It is. Sorry, I was bombing it up. No, it is. I love. He was the one that obviously that gave me all the stuff he wanted in it. I just put it all together for him. But yeah, no, I really do like that intro and that Fergie. This is football. It is football, and Fergie is definitely a legend, isn't he? You're back. I am back. I am back indeed. Samuel Luckhurst is very reliable. Is he? Fuck. Is he? Fuck, I've had shits more reliable than Samuel Luckhurst. Pep built a dynamic system in which he doesn't even need a striker. Indeed, that is not wrong. You're not wrong there. Cannot wait for Jonathan David with the West Ham shirt on Monday then. Niall has been giving you something. Niall has been giving you something big, has he? Ooh. Not like that, you dirty bastard. You dirty bastard. How's the curse not reliable? Manchester Evening News, mate. He's not that reliable. You've even told me he's tier 4, so shut your mouth, Kenny. No one is more reliable than ex-West Ham employee. That curse is good for team news, not transfers. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you. Someone talk to this cucumber moron. Sorry, Kenny. I shouldn't have called you a moron. Sometimes this kid makes a headbutt this wall. Maybe one day. But let's talk Thiago Silva and let's talk Chelsea, shall we? There's been some interesting things around here. Ian McGarry of the Transfer Window podcast claims Silva has received a huge offer from an unnamed club in the Middle East. McGarry said, "It is our information that we have obtained here at Transfer Window that Thiago Silva has a significant financial offer to continue his career in the Middle East, which, of course, in terms of money would be attractive because it would be tax-free, and the leagues, of course, are not overly competitive. But Silva himself is extremely competitive. So in terms of this one, there's two ways of looking at it. There's really two things that he could look at. Does he go there because he's going to earn a shit ton of money, sets him up really for life? And then the other one is, does he go there because he wants to have an easy life, or does he want to still be competing at the very top level? If he wants to still be competing at the very top level, then he may look to stay at Chelsea, or may look to move to another European team, or to move to South America, or something like that. But if it's because he wants to go for money, he will end up going for money. He will end up going there because tax-free, will be on a high wage, so that's the attraction. So it's a very difficult one for Chelsea, really, on in terms of this one. They've got 3, I think, central defenders going out of 4 if you include Azpilicueta. But they've got 4 central defenders, leaving. Well, not leaving, but their contracts run out, in the summer. So they've got Azpilicueta, they've got Antonio Rudiger, they've got Christensen, and they've got Thiago Silva, all of which their contracts run out in the summer. Now, Chelsea are either going to be rebuilding their back line, or all of them are staying. I think it's going to most likely be a mix. I think Thiago Silva could stay, but I think if he needs to go for money, he'll go. Really. Rudiger, I don't see Rudiger staying at Chelsea, not with the stuff that we're hearing. Not all of it I can believe, but, for me, it really is one of those. But yeah, and Christensen, I can see Christensen staying, and I can also see Azpilicueta staying as well. So I think 2 of them are maybes. Well, one of them is a maybe, which is, for me, Silva. One of which is I think a definite gone, which would be Antonio Rudiger. And I think the 2 that will stay are Christensen and Azpilicueta. I can see them 2 staying. I can see 2 leaving. Maybe 2 centre-backs coming in. Koundé, De Ligt. I'm just chucking those names out there. You never know. Is Tuchel going to move Chalobah to a centre-back, or is he going to view him as a DM? We don't really know the situation on that. He can sort of play both roles quite well. So a lot of questions at Chelsea, similar to, maybe not as similar to United, but a lot of questions in terms of, we haven't got many answers of what Chelsea are going to be doing, but they've got 2 sort of areas that they need to look at, maybe sort of rejuvenating in terms of the youth. Obviously, you've got a midfield that does need looking at. Whilst Kante is, of course, a world-class talent, he's also very injury-prone. Jorginho is a little slow, but, people somehow rate him. And Kovacic is one that a lot of people said that would be going in the summer, and you know, he sort of proved a few people wrong. So you've got that in the midfield, and then you've got an aging defence with Silva and Azpilicueta straight away. You have got the youth of Christensen, possibly even Chalobah, but I still think they're going to want to add a little bit more in there, especially if they lose someone like Antonio Rudiger. So there's a lot of things at Chelsea that are confusing and not a lot of answers at the moment. So yes. Oh, that was a lot. Take a breath and read some comments. I said he has been doing big things for me. Exactly. Sorting out intros. You lot are just disgusting. I suggest you lot get your mind out of the gutter. Dirty bastards. Dirty, filthy bastards. Manchester Evening News is tier 4. Luckhurst is not all of Manchester Evening News. He's tier 1. The others are really bad. Kenny, shut up. Big things. Ooh, big things for a channel lad. Yeah, Kenny, I don't think it's actually that funny. Is Silva still able to cope with the pace of the Prem at his age and play regularly? Well, he's played 15 times for Chelsea this season. He seems to be doing all right, so he probably could. But Chelsea aren't going to want to take that risk. Of course, they're going to want to bring in someone a bit younger with a bit more promise as well. So there is certainly that one as well. T-Boys TV is one of the best channels I discovered thanks to Niall for the fine. T-Boy is defo a humble, funny lad. Indeed, he is. What channel, Tyler? I mean, legend, mine, indeed. T-Boy, you should do a footy call-in show on your channel as an idea for a show. Yeah, we do fan cams here as well, but yeah, January is where I think a lot of our new shows will come as well. Dirty Minds, man, are there? They are disgusting. They are disgusting. What are the news on Rudiger? Well, the news on Rudiger really is very simple. He hasn't been in what he wants, and he is free to talk to other clubs outside of the Premier League come January. But could he be staying in the league and going to Manchester United? I've always said that for me, they would have to get rid of Harry Maguire or find a club that's willing to take him, and that is the one that's going to be even there. Which one of yours? The normal one, the normal T-Boys TV channel, Kenny. Niall, what are you drinking? I am drinking wine. It's white wine. No, Kenny, you can't ban Chris. He apologized. No, I'm drinking white wine. I think it's Pinot Grigio. It's got a bit of pear. It's like a very nice one. It's actually from my housemate. He had some alcohol. He don't drink anymore. So I got some cider and I got a couple of bottles of wine. So I've opened one of those bottles and I'm going to be drinking it tonight. So I'm going to be having a little party. Don't know if people would actually join though, but good shout. I was considering it. I'll definitely call him. Why not? Why not? Yes, Niall. Big up Chris. Liverpool won. Yay. They did. Now, how long has Dave got left at Chelsea? Dave? Who the fuck is Dave? Dave? What, the cleaner or Stokes back, for fuck's sake? Can I ban him again? No. Oh, I don't rate pear. It's not heavy with pear. It's got like, I can't really taste the pear, but it's a really nice one actually. It's a really nice flavor. Really nice. Bad Stokes, indeed. Kenny TV, what? No, we'll talk about the mighty Argyle. I may talk about the mighty Argyle, or I may talk about a game that I've watched over the weekend. You never know. You never know. Aspil. Why is Dave? Thought it was Cespa. Cesar Azpilicueta. He's got until the end of the season, hasn't he? That is who he means. Yeah, T-Boy, you get people calling if you advertise it over Instagram. Yep, 100%. But let's talk about the final subject quickly before. Oh God. On my stream, at the moment. I'm free after for EFL show if we are doing it or skipping, because I've been manic on it, and I can talk about your managers, but I don't know any of them. There we go. Doncaster looking to get a good manager that I know nothing about, by the way. So, you know, seeming to be doing very well. Kenny, what did I do to you, man? What, Kenny? Now Dave is the nickname for Aspie. You named yourself Christopher Stokes. It's a crime naming yourself after Stoke City. Kenny, that joke was shocking. Oh, Kenny, that joke was a disgrace. Kenny, that joke was, but our joke was stop. That was shocking. That was shocking. My name was Christopher Stokes the whole time, Kenny. Not a joke. My surname is Stokes. Yes, I know. Now, where will the teams that have games to catch up find them to play? Well, quite simply put, the two spare midweek game weeks that we have, and yeah, they'll just have to play 3 games a week if they have to. And Kenny's just absolutely bodying Chris for some apparent reason that I'm still really unsure of. I mean, right, so Anarchism has commented 40 minutes ago on one of our videos saying healthcare workers are expendables, footballers are precious. Fuck off, Jordan. I mean, that certainly wasn't said in any of it, but cute. Yeah, why not? Why not? Could be quite interesting. So yeah, sorry, I shouldn't really look at these. I mean, what is everyone doing? What is everyone doing? Right, so sorted. Right, Manchester United versus Wolves on January 3rd like to be postponed as Wolves have COVID in their camp. That means United will be playing 3 games in 1 week at some point then, so good luck to that. You hate my club. Hate. You're making a laugh of my surname. I mean, I'm not even getting involved in this debate. Why not? But moving on, speaking of players wanting to leave, it looks increasingly likely Ferran Torres could be on his way out of Barcelona, although Guardiola has remained tight-lipped over his former club's pursuit. It's not my business. You have to talk to the agent or Barcelona. I'm not the guy to talk about it. In 6 years, I don't talk about these issues. We call some players from other clubs when we are interested, so I completely understand. I prefer not to. I would prefer not, but it is what it is. We can't control that, and it depends on many things. So it does look like Ferran Torres has agreed to join Barcelona in January. I think it's 45 million or 55 million. Something. I think it's 40 million pounds, and then and then some are done in installments. But yeah, Torres is off. Man City are not looking to bring anyone in. So make of that what you will. Looks like Pep's going to get through what he's got, and that. So yeah, Torres to Barca would be a good move. He does look like a Barca player. Yeah, Ferran Torres and Barca are in agreements. 55 million. There we go. Sorted. 55 million euros, I believe, for Ferran Torres, and it does look like City are not even going to look for a replacement. They are going to look for one in the summer. Right, sorted. Links in the chat if anyone wants to come on. You are obviously not obliged to. So yeah, that is really that. What I'll do is I'll pin the message in the chat as I always do, and sorted. Can they afford to pay Torres wages? Yes, Torres is not on high wages. Kenny is my surname. My name is Christopher. That's a steal at that price. It's still because I live in Manchester, was born in Manchester, and my whole family support United. Bozo. Bozo. Why is Kenny a gangster? I mean, sometimes I really do get perplexed. I'm actually still watching myself on. There we go. That's what I don't like YouTube Premium. I've given up. Sorted. Right. 55 million euros is a bargain for a top player. Indeed. Okay, Kenny, what's wrong with surnames? What's wrong with it? Kenny, what? I mean, this whole thing, I mean, you two, can you just pack it in? I mean, it's boring now. And look, we are going to be wrapping up very shortly, regarding everything. Cool. Right. So I finished just absolutely mad. Out of context, City will win the league. There's no out of context with that. I mean, it's either them or Liverpool. I think we'll have another fight, but whoever wins it may be. But look, now I'll go in for anyone in January. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have a clue. We keep our stuff very tight knit, so I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't have a clue at all. But Tyler has joined. He is in the back, so I'll bring him in just a second once my thing starts working. There we go. Big up, Tyler. How are we doing, mate?
Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah, sorry about that. I just had something quickly to do. Otherwise, I'd have joined a bit earlier. But yeah,
it's not a problem, mate. So I've just got Kenny and Chris arguing.
Yeah, come on, boys, sort this out. What is this about? Like, this is petty.
This is one of the most ridiculous arguments I've ever seen in the history of arguments, and I remember being 5 years old, so that sort of takes Kenny's sort of just showing it. Kenny is like he's channeling his inner 5-year-old, so
Yeah, that joke as well was terrible, mate.
Oh,
that was terrible.
No, is there anything wrong with my surname? No.
It's just right, moving on. Like, but anyway,
that's what I thought. But Tyler Magnick, central midfielder, DM wants him tall. Any ideas who that could be? Because I feel like Declan Rice is certainly unattainable. Pime says, who's arguing? What's going on? Oh, Kenny and Chris were arguing about Chris's surname. Like, genuinely, thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Grog, Kenny. In fact, do you know what, Kenny? I'm gonna just time you out for 5 minutes. So Tyler, talk to me about sort of United and their DM situation.
So, right, the only with Rice, that now that we've mentioned him, the only two places, if he does leave West Ham, I do see him going. The only two places are United and Chelsea. Obviously United, due to they need a DM. He's a very good DM. And then Chelsea, more the thing with Chelsea for me is the friendship with Mount.
He did come through there as a kid, though, didn't he? So there's a bit more to
and that there's that as well.
A bit more to it than just he's sucking on Mason Mount's cock, but that I am still sure a sex tape of them will be revealed in the near future or something.
Oh my God,
I'm sure of it, absolutely sure. And do you know what? When it comes out, I'll be like, I am not surprised. I'm not surprised. I get that vibe. But moving on.
He's actually went on his other account.
Yeah, he has. I was just joking around. You were doing my head in. You were just doing my head in. But who could it be? Who could it be, though? Like, genuinely, who could it be? Because the only tall ones that I can think of that United have been linked with, and this is the situation that isn't really smart of me. I can only think of Bellingham and Declan Rice. And Dylan says we have Bruno. When was the last time Bruno was a defensive midfielder? If that's happened, I've missed that. That must have gone right over my head when I was shaving it. Like, Christ.
That was a good one.
Kenny, apologise while I
yeah,
type out Kenny 2.0.
What? Yeah, I only see Rice really. To be honest, like, I don't really.
Yeah.
Who else? Like, is there? Like, is
I've already
Kimmich?
checked
Is he
Frankie.
that tall, or is he?
No, he's like 5'7", mate.
Yeah, mate. I only see Rice then. To be honest, and plus Rice is Premier League proven, isn't he? So, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I only see Rice, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it is true. One day I will be the best striker in the Premier League. Remember the name? Absolutely, I will do. Apologise for what, Kenny? You're annoying me. Yeah. Niall, I'm talking to Avi, mate. Oh. I was joking about Stoke's second name. Ravi, you're saying about Madison when we don't hear Cam. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, United don't need Madison.
Mate.
So
Yeah.
how tall is Pogba? When was the last time he was a DM? I mean,
yeah.
Kenny, I promise I will get the police on you. I will. What the?
Oh, come on, boys. Seriously.
This chat
What is
makes
this
my.
about?
I lose brain cells reading this chat half the time. Big up now, bro. How you doing? Also, big up T. That's the first normal comment Max has ever put.
Yeah,
big up, Max. Big up. But let's talk Coutinho and Arsenal, shall we? I mean, this one for me makes zero sense. How does Arsenal end up bringing in Coutinho on loan when they've already got Odegaard and Smith Rowe? Like, in what world does that make sense?
Yeah, that's the thing to me that doesn't make sense with it. If they're one of them, I could see it because obviously he's played in the Prem before. Yeah. If them two weren't there, I could see him at Arsenal. But I don't know.
That's just like saying if fucking United didn't have fucking Tom De Gea and Henderson, I could have seen them going for Ramsdale. It's a madness. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like Arsenal need a striker before they look at another Cam or any of that. So
100%, especially if the talks that Lacazette's gonna leave. Aubameyang obviously looks like he's going to. Aubameyang looks like a definite. Lacazette is even in shouts for there. It's been in shouts for there for quite a while now. So
yeah, well, his contract runs out in the summer, doesn't he? And he's not signing
a
new deal, and I don't think he has any interest to sign a new deal either.
No. So yeah, as you said, they definitely need to look at a striker because them two already, is one of them. And who they're going to play up top in Ketia? Come on, man. Come on. Seriously. Or Balogun. Come on.
I mean,
need to get someone with a bit of experience.
Pardon me whilst I call the NHS hotline for mental health because that would be damaging if I had to watch that.
That would be stressful.
Max says
I'm not even an Arsenal fan.
The fuck is going on here? I have absolutely no idea. Pax Piker PD is finished. Penny P. Oh, right. Okay, but I'm Kenny out, so. God, brain cells are disappearing. If you were Ronaldo, would you rather retire or sign for City? Well, personally, I have moles, so I would retire. Or fuck off to the Middle East. He's got this man's, scraping the bowels if you say he's got moles. So you could probably look at the Middle East for him to get a final payday or America. I mean, I'd sign for other clubs. I'd sign other clubs before. My philosophy: if I played for United, I don't play for City or Liverpool. If I play for Argyle, I don't play for Exeter. If I play for Liverpool, I don't play for Everton. I actually have rules in football, but
God, these bots love coming in your chat, mate.
There's been a lot of bots everywhere. Kian had a couple on his channel, so
haven't turned up on mine surprisingly for a while.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an extra view. I don't know. I don't know. What about Steven Nzonzi? Would he be who? Nzonzi? I swear I know the name. I swear he retired. I swear I liked him when I was.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Weren't he like? Don't know.
Wasn't he at Wigan?
Potentially, yeah. Potentially, I think he was.
I've no idea. No, it's a simple answer to that. Talk to me about Thiago Silva. Do you think he'll stay at Chelsea or do you think he'll go to the Middle East? It depends. I said it's a choice between money or if he's competitive. But I don't know what he'll do.
No, I have a feeling he's going to stay, to be honest, because obviously, you know, there's talks that Rudiger might be leaving, and if he leaves,
He could be off to he could be off to United, which is mind blowing.
Which is crazy to think, but yeah, no, if
Varane Rudiger, not bad back two, to be completely honest with you.
Not at all, not at all.
Seen worse.
Yeah, what Rudiger's transformed into since Tuchel's come in, before. You had it with a lot of Chelsea players, though, didn't you? Like, under Lampard, the fans were like, "Yeah, I never want to see this player at my club." You know, rare tear. And now, what Rudiger's transferred into one of the best centre backs in the league. So, you know, if he was to go,
so if he were to go to United, that is a big move. Also, I fear for Harry Maguire's job then, because he won't have one. Dylan says, I think United should sign myself. I'm a CDM, 6'6", passing range is exquisite. He played for Stoke. That's the one. Stoke and Wigan.
Yeah, that was it. And quickly, another thing I'd like to say about the Thiago Silva thing. I think Chelsea, like, because they know that could be a potential, you know, Rudiger leaving, and I think they'll want to keep their hands on him. I know he's like not got a lot of pace and he's getting on a bit, but he's got the experience. So
yeah, I was just about to say his experience in the dressing room is valuable. Like you just can't you can't replace experience, can you? So
no. Like you look at a lot of Liverpool players that's still there, like Adrian. That's because his influence in the dressing room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, he has.
Adrian,
we'll get into that another time. You know what I mean? I'm not going to slide into that because that's not what we're talking about. But yeah,
Adrian, less experience, I feel, but no, it was one of the main reasons why Liverpool have kept they kept CVG for such a long time. Milner, yeah, he's actually the better example than Adrian, to be honest.
True.
If they paid me lots of the bread, then I will go. You're not a gangster. You're a pasty white kid from Hull and Ginger. You're not a gangster. Stop trying to talk like one. Stop trying to start an argument, can I swear?
Wait, what? What did he say? I didn't even see it.
It was like, if they pay me lots of bread, lots of the bread, then I.
Oh yeah, I see that comment. Yeah.
You are not a gangster, mate. Stop trying to talk like one. That's like me saying, "Sup, bruv? How we doing, mate?" Like, nah, mate. That would not be in it, mate. In it. No. Absolutely.
Blood fam.
I didn't know a muted chat, so I didn't have to listen to you. Coutinho should go to Newcastle. Why would he go to a relic? What, on loan? Yeah, sure. Why not? Arsenal still wanting to loan Genie from PSG. I feel like they've moved on from Genie. I'm not trying to start an argument. What? Max, you probably eat scones for breakfast. Calm down. Oh, I love Dylan. He's absolute quality. No, Max, not taking the piss, but you do look like Chris Evans.
Max now. This is peak. Oh my God.
Oh, he's been told he eats scones for breakfast and that he looks like Chris Evans. Oh, I haven't eaten scones for about half a year. That was. I got salmon on toast or some crack like that. But yeah, you're not a gangster. Let's not go down that route. But the last one, Ferran Torres, off to Barca. It's a good move for Barca. I still don't understand why City are letting him go, but if he's not happy at City, then you can hardly blame him. But yeah, he's off to Barcelona. He's mates with Pedri. I'm sure he's probably mates with Gavi as well, sort of around that age group, isn't he? Especially at the Spanish teams. So it's a good deal for Barca. I still don't really understand it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, obviously, like we mentioned earlier, because yesterday, because we was talking about this. I feel quite sorry for him in the way, because there was talks he was going to be like playing more regularly for City, and I think he's a very good player that's not spoken about enough. But obviously, that comes down to his lack of game time as well. but yeah, like Barcelona, I think that's a great move for him. Like because obviously he's going to play there regularly. He knows people, like gets on with people, like you said. But yeah, I just feel sorry for him with the City aspect because I generally think he could have been something special in the Premier League. To be honest.
Right, so got some really good comments here. Some of them just crack me up. Chris says the Stokes twins have nearly 11 million subs, and no one with the name Kenny has more than 10. I mean, what? Makes no sense. No sense at all. Senseless. Max, breakfast is most important meal of the day. Start eating it again. Max, you look like a ginger bully from Afterlife. If you know, you know.
Oh my god, they are literally wild.
Big up, Max, for talking straight. I'm joking, Max. Big up. I'm fucking out, for fuck's sake. You take the you bloody take the piss out of a fucking ginger Dylan. You rep Marshy out. You can't hit the target, but then again, he hit things more than you.
Oh my god. The comments on this stream have been crazy, mate.
They're always crazy, mate. Welcome to our subscribers.
Yeah, true.
Oh no, anyway.
I should know about that.
Well, this didn't land well, mate. Kelly, what's wrong with Stokes? Can we move on?
Yeah, let's move on from that. Come
on. That's the type of player Barcelona need to sign in for their rebuild. Absolutely, absolutely. You didn't land well either, Kelly. I mean, neither of you landed. I mean, the moon landing was much better than both of you trying to land. I mean, you got one talking gangster, you got Kenny who's talking ass. I mean, oh, yikes. Oh my god, Max! Fucking hell! Third comment up.
Oh yeah,
God,
yeah,
that's shocking, Max. You ought to probably you should apologise for that. I'm not even joking. Big up, Ravi, absolutely. Martial got 88 rated card with 5-star weak foot on FIFA. Yeah, Max, you probably should apologise for that. Now, thoughts on Kelleher for Liverpool. He had a good game for you guys. I didn't watch that game. I watched the Spurs West Ham one, but I watched penalty shootout, of course. But he had a good game for you guys, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Only let in 3 goals.
I had a feeling on the penalties he was going to save a few, to be honest, and obviously he saved 2 of them. So yeah, I like how. Obviously, I've said it ever since the Ajax game when he was in goal since then. The confidence, like for a young player like that, like I was really impressed, to be honest. And ever since then, he's been good when he's got told to come in, and really good backup that we have at our hands.
Kenny just put to someone who got dropped in the head, get almost all 9s in their GCSEs. Thought not. I mean. The name Kenny is the name of the county Kilkenny is Ireland. So, I mean,
my days.
I'm joking, Kenny. We could just try to fit in if there's anything to fit into. I mean, quit. I got 9s, all 9s to beat it. Stokes, I do not care. But it's been 20 minutes since I last made fun of your name. Stop being self-conscious. Well, Kelleher proved himself. You can see his will to perform well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we are going to wrap it up there before I lose even more brain cells with this chat. And, yeah, boys. But if you've got something to do or haven't got something to do in the next 20 minutes, go over to Tyler's channel. He's going to be doing the Luton show. So make sure you check that out. Not a problem. Well played on the grades. I mean, the name Kenny reminds me of South Park. Max, have you done? All right, moving on. We'll be back tomorrow 10 a.m. I think. Then it's Christmas Eve, so we'll be doing that. We may have the Chelsea and United show on. I'm not 100% sure. So we got that as well. But yeah, check out our socials: Twitter, Let's Talk EPL, Instagram, Let's Talk EPL _ and on TikTok, Let's Talk Premier League. Tyler, where can they find you, mate?
T-Boys TV, literally, as you can see there. As Niall said, I'll be doing a stream very shortly with my dad discussing the upcoming Luton game, if it does go ahead. I did get my tickets today as well. So, if it don't go ahead, I'll get my money back. At least I know that. But yeah, we'll be live previewing the game. So yeah, if you want to come on that, you got nothing else to do, then feel free.
Oh, Max just finished his sats. Only joking. Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. We'll be back tomorrow, but until next time, let me scroll past all my overlays. There we go. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.
Peace.